$150 on 10 cookies.
$150. Guys, what are we doing? Seriously, $150 for a cookie that looks like that, like somebody sat on it. They bought 700 cookies from the United States Crumbl, and then they put them in suitcases, allegedly, and flew them back to Australia and sold them at a markup to people. Crumbl Cookie just released a 1,130 calorie brownie sundae. 140 grams of total carbs, because why? Oh, that's right. There's 110 grams of total sugar. One brownie, that's it. How are they even getting that in there? This is a problem. Guys, this is me personally. This is my opinion. I think this should be illegal. I do. I think that serving something like this should be illegal. Well, it's the Crumbl Cookie drama heard around the world. Yes, Crumbl, the very popular American cookie company, has found itself baked in even more controversy as of recent. Crumbl has found itself in a lot of different controversies and dramas over the past couple years, but despite all of this, which we will get into later on in the video, the cookie refuses to crumble. They are more popular than ever. Some might say they actually thrive off of this type of media attention, and I think that's definitely the case with the most recent controversy that happened over in Australia. So Crumbl Sydney announced their very first pop-up in Australia, and they would be open for one day to Australian customers. So if you're not familiar with how Crumbl works, basically every single week they have a rotating menu, and they have new limited edition flavors that come out. So sometimes for like fall, for example, or Halloween, they'll have Halloween flavors that are only available for 1 week. They're like oversized big cookies that a lot of people do reviews on them, and it's just become like a really hot thing. So currently Crumbl is not available in Australia. So once the Australians found out that Crumbl was coming to Sydney, people were lined up around the block.
To the Crumbl Cookie pop-up in Sydney at Bondi. I was actually really sketched out because I found this through TikTok and Instagram. It was next to this gas station, and oh my god, look at the line. There were so many people.
Crumbl Cookies launched this Sunday, 29/9/2024. That's the official logo and everything. So Crumbl Cookie has officially touched down in Australia, and look at how many people are in line.
There were so many people. We were at 30 minutes before the pop-up, but there were still so many people in front of us. And because the line was so long and we were in front of a gas station, everyone was just staring at what was even going on. And then we got a jump scare because the girl who was taking.
So they've got the different Crumbl Cookie flavors, which, like I said, they have a rotating menu. So these are the flavors that were available that week because it was like Crumbl Cookie's birthday week or whatever. So they've got the Crumbl Cookie milk chocolate chip. That's like their classic one. They've got a Crumbl Cookie caramel shortbread with Twix, birthday cake. They got peanut butter. They have like their pink sugar frosted one. I don't know if you can see that, but for a single cookie, it says $17.50.
Taking our orders, like showed us the menu, and it was $17.50 per cookie. And we were gonna get 3 until we saw the prices, so we were like, let's just get 2. And I think the cookies are so hyped about because there was like a little fight in the front of the line. I don't even know what was happening. We got them and go to part 2 for the taste test.
Look at all these people. It's crazy. Obviously, a lot of people found out about it, and it was a huge turnout. Okay, they sold out of all the cookies, as far as I know, like very quickly. People were in line for hours. People were willing to pay $17.50 and then I think $75 for 5 cookies. That's it. Like, that is absolutely crazy. So, of course, you know, when a big event's happening and it's Crumbl Cookie, the influencers started doing like taste tests and reviews. So here are some of those reviews.
After waiting in line for 45 minutes, we got Crumbl Cookie. You only got 2 because one is $17.50. Interesting. Oh, it's breaking off. It's like breaking off. It's like something I can make that. But rate this Studland 6. Already a 9. It was fresh. So these are breaking apart.
She says if it was fresh. I mean, some people were reviewing it saying that they kind of tasted stale a little bit.
In terms of freshness, 0 out of 5. What is this? Twix? It's a 3 out of 10. Out of 1. 1 out of 10? She sucks. Okay, anyways, we're all rated. I'd give mine at 8 out of 10. Was it worth waiting in line for 45 minutes? Maybe yes, because there's no Crumbl here, but no, because people were fighting and the cookies are $17. What's the moral of the story here? Crumbl Cookies and all that. Spend your $17 somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Okay, bye.
Here's some more.
That one's dry.
She says it's dry.
Out the window. They're eatable. They're good. They're yum, but the way, the price, the hype, they're so much better. They're very expensive, like $17 for a cookie. However, it is a one-off.
Crumbl Sydney actually commented. So they had like an official TikTok account and they said, thanks for coming. So they were commenting on a couple people's things. Like I said, a lot of people, you know, like the girl, first girl said, she's like, we found out about this through TikTok. There was a lot of promotion of it through TikTok. That's how there was such a big turnout. There was a lot of it on Instagram as well. Once again, these girls were like, yeah, they just don't taste fresh, like overhyped, which to be fair, a lot of people say about Crumbl Cookie even in the United States. Is there a bundle box? Somebody said, and she's like, yes, 75 for 5 and 17.15 each. People were saying like, those don't look like Crumbl here. They look nothing like Crumbl Cookies here in America. So they're like, something's wrong with the quality, okay? A lot of people are like, the quality is just, it's just gross. Like these are just, they taste like they're not fresh. Like what's going on here? And also important to note, Crumbl Cookies, I think they're overpriced even here, especially with some things that I will reveal to you later. But they're like $5 for a single cookie here. It's like $25 for like a 6-pack of cookies. So it's like, this is a lot for just 6 cookies. But $17 is absolutely crazy.
Guys,
Honest Crumbl Cookie Sydney
we
pop-up
went to the
review.
Crumbl Cookie pop-up in Bondi and I got 10. Okay, we're
10.
doing a Crumbl Cookie taste test. So the first one is pink sugar icing.
Okay, I mean, if you've seen Crumbl Cookie, you know that there's something wrong with that cookie, okay? That cookie specifically, that does not look like Crumbl. It looks like it was shaken around in a box in somebody's suitcase or something. Like, it doesn't look right. It does, something's very off about this.
I have to say, it looks quite homemade.
Looks homemade.
It looks, I wonder where they made these. Okay, Lucas, come sit. Oh, scoot in more, they can't see. Okay, ready? Go look.
That's yummy.
It just kind of looks
Yeah, I could
like
have,
it's
I
from
could
a
have
bake sale,
I
you
could have
know?
done that.
Looks like a bake sale.
Honestly, it's really good. Greta is violently hungover.
Girls,
We've got milk too.
you're a cookie aficionados. What do you think?
She doesn't like it.
You like it?
No.
I spent $150 on 10 cookies.
$150. $150. It's, guys, what are we doing? Seriously, $150 for a cookie that looks like that, like somebody sat on it.
Let's just be the regular.
That looks good.
Oh wow, look at that.
Large
Look
chunks
at
of
that
chocolate chip.
opening that up.
It's actually dry. Look how dry that is. There's something, guys, there's something very off about these cookies, for real.
Oh my god.
Good.
Something happened to them.
It's delicious.
Thank you.
It's delicious.
It's still a little warm.
It's biscuit. I'm underwhelmed.
Some kind
I
of
think this
peanut
is
one.
gonna
I
be the
honestly
best.
can't even open it up. I'm starting to feel sick. Honestly.
Starting to feel sick. There, guys, there's a lot of sugar in these. Okay, we're gonna go over some of the nutrition facts later. That's another hot topic that we gotta discuss. But like, honestly, is it making people feel sick because it's the sugar, or is it making people feel sick because they're old? Like, I don't even know at this point because so many people are saying they just taste old.
Was it worth it?
Was it worth it?
I can't believe I waited an hour.
And they waited an
The
hour.
rest of them.
Terrible.
Anyways, that was fun. Bye.
You didn't go to the Crumbl Sydney pop-up, keep scrolling. Did anyone get sick after eating those cookies? I actually really hope you're all okay and that no one's been sick.
Well, soon after this pop-up took place, a lot of people were starting to share their concerns and the reviews started to come out. The stale cookies, there are these homemade, like there's just a lot of accusations going around. Why did we wait this long? Why were they this much money? Crumbl sucks. Like, what are you Americans talking about? These are just horrible. People are getting allegedly sick from them. Well, then this came out and it kind of explained everything.
I don't know if you guys have seen, but there is this controversy happening right now in the Sydney cookie community. It's all to do with this pop-up that happened over the weekend in Bondi for Crumbl Cookies, which is like a super big American cookie company. And they were doing this pop-up just for like one day only. By the looks of it, tons of people went and it was super popular. But it turns out that
By the way, this is a screenshot from the Crumbl Cookie Sydney account. So they were posting throughout this whole thing and they're like, hey guys, like we're set up right here. They were taking videos of the line. They're like, we sold out. Thanks so much to everybody that came. So sorry, like maybe we'll do a next one. Like stay tuned and follow us because we might do a pop-up in another country.
was actually fake and it was a scam basically. Crumbl Cookie had nothing to do with it and it was actually just people who had gone to America and
brought back cookies to sell. This is a video that the Crumbl Sydney account had posted and they said POV flying to USA to pick up Crumbl Cookies. It turns out that it was 2 fans of Crumbl Cookie. Okay? Fans. 2 people just really loved Crumbl Cookie, apparently. Okay? And they wanted to share the joy of Crumbl Cookie with the rest of the world. Okay? So they flew to the United States. They bought 700 cookies from the United States Crumbl, and then they put them in suitcases, allegedly, and flew them back to Australia and sold them at a markup to people. And we're parading around with the name Crumbl Sydney as their actual account. It's genius.
Brought back these cookies to sell. The Instagram account that these people make ended up getting taken down. I'm gonna guess it was probably for like impersonation or something like that.
Sunday, September 29th, 12 p.m. till sold out. I mean, like, guys, I would believe this. Crumbl Sydney, like, they've got the branding down, like, they've got an address, the actual boxes. Like, why wouldn't you believe this is actually Crumbl Sydney?
Their TikTok account is still up. I was doing a bit of scrolling and just kind of looking at the replies to comments where they basically just confirmed that, yeah, like, they're just Crumbl fans.
We're just fans. Like, I'm sorry, I can't get over that. Guys, we're just big fans of cookies. Like, what? Like, I don't even understand where someone gets the idea to do something like this. Like, I don't know if there's anything I love that much where I go, you know what? I gotta fly over there and pretend like I'm a company and sell these to people. Allegedly, you know, it's come out now that the cookies had been sitting for like something 6 to 7 days. Okay. So those people that were doing those reviews, oh yeah, they were eating stale cookies. But not just stale, like 6 to 7 days. Like, I mean, this could be a total food catastrophe type of situation. Okay, we don't know how well they were refrigerated. I mean, there's just no way. There's no way that that's good to eat those cookies. I mean, it's already not great to eat those cookies. Let's be real here.
They don't actually have anything to do with the company, but they just brought the cookies over to sell for this pop-up.
So I managed to get this screenshot, you know, after they were really discovered and, you know, the reviews started to come out and people were like, what the hell's going on? Okay. They're like, what are these cookies? These cookies are gross. Okay. They had to come out with a response. I think Crumbl also found out, the real Crumbl found out that they were doing this. So they said link to our response. So they had like a whole Google Doc, which we'll get into. But then they also changed their bio. So before it said, you know, it had an address and it was like Crumbl Sydney. That was it. Now they've put in there, not endorsed by Crumbl, just fans importing.
Organisers of an Aussie Crumbl Cookie pop-up store have been forced to speak out after their weekend launch was labelled a scam. Hundreds of Sydney-siders patiently lined up to get their hands on a Crumbl Cookie, which set them back $17.50. However, it's been revealed the pop-up wasn't an official event organised by Crumbl and was instead put on by Aussie fans. In a statement,
I love that there were so many videos that Crumbl Sydney had posted and they were completely dead serious. Like, they took all these videos, like, lines out the door, guys. Thanks for coming. Like, we love you guys. Crumbl Sydney loves you guys. Like, and then doing 12 p.m. until sold out, very limited stock, first come, first serve. Like, I love the fact that they were doing a full social media rollout. It's crazy.
The organisers said, "We never claimed to be an official Crumbl store. This was clearly stated in our bio and our..."
Crumbl is here. Like, are you kidding me? This is so funny. Yeah, so they're like, we never claimed it, you know, clearly stated in our bio. But the truth is that it wasn't always clearly stated.
Comments. Our goal was to bring the...
And by the way, not everyone's reading Crumbl Sydney's comments back to people. Like, I feel like you see somebody with the branding Crumbl Sydney, they're using all the logos, they're using the boxes, they're doing a pop-up as a brand. They're named Crumbl Sydney. Like, why would people believe that that's 2 fans? Like, who can even believe it now? I can't even believe it now. It's crazy.
Authentic Crumbl Cookies to Australia by importing the cookies directly from the USA. They claim to have spent more than $6,000 alone on roughly 700 cookies before reselling them to Aussie customers in Sydney.
Guys, who does... Who does this? $6,000 on cookies.
They also spent $4,000 on flights, $2,000 in duties, taxes, and customs brokering, more than $1,000 in staffing, and additional costs for the pop-up.
I mean, what are we doing? $4,000 on flights. You're kidding.
pop-up store. The pop-up sold single cookies for $17.50, but the organizers admitted they paid about $8 per cookie in the US and upped the price to ensure that they didn't end up in the red. The organizers said, "This event was never about profit. We aimed to bring the cookie to Crumbl fans. We did not aim to make money."
Yeah, so they're like, literally, see you guys at the next pop-up. Like, they were fully I love that they did this with their full chest, and they're like, you know what? See you at the next one. So people, of course, started to make like memes and stuff that were really funny.
Business as usual until officers spot something on the x-ray that stops them in their tracks.
Basically. They're like finding a whole thing of Crumbl cookies in a suitcase. A lot of people are like, how did they, and we're still trying to figure this out, how did they get these cookies into Australia? Because a lot of people that live in Australia are like, it is so hard to get stuff in here, like really strict about your imports. How did they get these cookies through? Are people are making up theories about, did they put them in a crate, you know, and ship them over? Like, how in the world did they do this? Or did they really just take like 17 suitcases? We don't know. We need answers. We need answers.
This morning we've had an interception on our x-ray machine by one of my officers, and it appears that it could be
1,000 Crumbl cookies.
1,000 Crumbl cookies. I mean, literally, how did this not get stopped?
The x-ray image is a major concern, and there seems to be little doubt as to what it is.
Immediately stop the belt, the bag stays within the x-ray machine, and we evacuate the area.
Evacuate the area. POV, you're a Crumbl cookie inside a rando suitcase for the next 15 hours. Cookie sales, 10,000. Flights, minus 1,000. Cookie costs, 5,000. Legal costs, 100,000. This whole Crumbl Sydney pop-up thing has actually become my Roman Empire. Like, this is all I can think about whose idea it was. How did they get the cookies into Australia? Like, for real, carry-on or checked luggage? When did they buy them? Did they get questioned by the border force? And has ATO called them? I just want to know everything. And honestly, I think we can all agree. We need like a tell-all, we need a book. Please tell me you all have seen the Crumbl cookie pop-up in Sydney. This is my new Roman Empire. I cannot stop thinking about it. The fact that they weren't even affiliated with Crumbl cookie. These people flew from Australia to USA back to buy $700 of Crumbl cookies and resell them because they're mega fans of Crumbl, and they sold them for $17.50. I am seeing people with hauls of like 10 cookies be so for real. You guys paid $175 for 6-day-old cookies, and the pop-up has been pushed back because their flights were delayed. Okay, I didn't know that part. Apparently they were advertising the pop-up was going to be, you know, guys, it's coming, whatever. And they actually had to push it back because their flight got delayed. I wonder why. Guys, what was the holdup? I don't know. There's got to be some legal problems here, right? Like, there's just no way that they're getting away with this. Like, I want them to get away with this, but there's just no way. So quickly, they wiped their social media, which is unfortunate.
All right, guys, I have some updates on the Sydney Crumbl cookie drama that's going on. There were a lot of comments, even some news articles saying that, you know, people should have known better. They clearly stated they weren't affiliated with Crumbl at all, so that's kind of on you for assuming that. But this actually wasn't the case.
I totally agree with this. I don't really feel like I would know the difference. Like, it's Crumbl Sydney. They've got Crumbl boxes. They've got the chef's hat guy. You know, they've got the cookies. Why would we think anything different?
Screenshot from my original video, and I'll pop it here again. This is from Sunday night.
Look, there's no, hey guys, we're fans. Which, even if I saw that, I'd be like, what? Okay, like, of course you're a fan of your own company.
All right, so this is like the actual day of the pop-up, and there's no not affiliated with Crumbl in it at all. From what I can tell, that was actually added in later. Speaking of this TikTok account, from what I can see, it looks like they've taken all the content off, which is kind of interesting because they were really doubling down in my comments and in other people's videos in the comments saying that they hadn't done anything wrong and everything was fine.
Yeah, so they're like, we are just fans of Crumbl who brought it in. It wasn't a scam, and we didn't say we were Crumbl at any point. While they're commenting, I love this. I love the delusion. They're commenting from an account with Crumbl Sydney as the name. It isn't illegal to import and sell. Well, it is, because you're infringing on major trademarks. But
the thing that was on there that I did see was this statement. They actually still have it linked in this Google Doc here.
So this is part of the Google Doc. She's going through it right now. So it's like, hey everyone, we want to address the drama surrounding the event. Are you officially Crumbl? No, we never claimed to be an official Crumbl store. This was clearly stated in a bio of our comments. So that's a lie. Our goal is to bring the authentic Crumbl cookies to Australia by importing the cookies directly from the US. So There's also some drama about this, which we need answers. Okay, once again, we need answers. Some people said that they went to California and bought the cookies from California and imported them over there. And then other people were reporting that it actually was not California. It was actually a store in Hawaii. So if those employees could please come forward, we need you right now. Okay, we need you as part of this investigation.
You can go and check it out if you want. We'll share some of the screen.
I'm not totally convinced also, by the way. I don't really think it's out of the realm of possibility that they made these cookies themselves. Like, I really don't. I mean, actually, it makes a lot of sense. And they could be lying about all of this. I mean, who knows? Are they genuinely Crumbl cookies? Yes, 100%. We traveled to the US to purchase the cookies and imported them with their original packaging. We did not bake them ourselves. Here's the receipts. They're doing the bank transfers. I mean, what is going on?
Screenshots from this. It basically just says that what they've done is all above board. They had the correct permits for importing and they haven't infringed on any trademarks. I will say the screenshot of like the customs declaration, I guess, I found that quite interesting because there wasn't really a lot of information on that apart from the cookies. Like, there's no date, there's no stamp or anything of like approval. So just going off like that screenshot alone, it's really hard to tell whether or not this whole import situation is legit or not.
You could fake pretty much anything, especially in these like this weird Google Doc. I mean,
but the real tea is that there's this other food creator here on TikTok. I'll put her in the comments so you guys can go and watch because it's not my story to tell, it's really hers. But basically she said that she's actually met this guy, the guy who started this pop-up. Now, I'm not sure for certain, I'm just going off what she said, but if that's the case, we might actually be able to put a name and face to this whole Crumbl cookie saga.
This is actually true. So people were actually able to find out who was behind this. Turns out that it was allegedly these people that were behind the company called Sugar Party Australia. They actually had videos on their TikTok page. I'm sure it's been taken down now as well by that time, but they had TikTok videos on their page in the same exact location in front of that like gas station area where they held the pop-up. So it's pretty clear that there's some affiliation. Otherwise, it's just too weird of a coincidence. They've been in business doing these things apparently for a while.
A baby-faced schoolboy from Sydney's eastern suburbs can be unmasked as the mastermind behind the Crumbl cookie pop-up, which sparked outrage this week. Westbourne College Year 12 student Toby Joshua, age 18, and older brother Noah, age 21.
An 18-year-old and a 21-year-old. An 18-year-old is behind the, I mean, you can't even make it up. I have no words.
Are the entrepreneurs who sparked hour-long queues for fans of the cult US sweet treat. On Sunday, hundreds lined up at the makeshift store in North Bondi for cookies priced at $17.50 each. Customers became outraged upon discovering that the cookies were allegedly imported in bulk from Hawaii and not freshly baked. The young duo of would-be businessmen later wiped their social media page. And
okay, so they wiped it. So yeah, a lot of people were reporting that there was this Sugar Party business, so apparently they wiped this page as well, but they did have videos in the same gas station.
And defended their actions, stating they had not broken any laws. On Wednesday, Daily Mail Australia tracked down Toby, the registered owner of the Sugar Party company behind the venture, to his family home in the city's east. But the brothers' mother, Lauren Joshua, refused to take questions about the backlash at their $4 million Bellevue Hill mansion and slammed the door shut on reporters. The pair had earlier taken to social media on Tuesday to address the drama surrounding the event and stated they had sold genuine Crumbl cookies. The pair said the event was never about profit. They are understood to have sold 700 of the imported cookies at $17.50 a time for a total possible revenue of $12,250.
So there are a couple of legal issues, as you can imagine, with the whole Crumbl.
So here's a lawyer who's weighing in, and this is actually a lawyer from Australia, which is nice.
Cookies drama over in Sydney. So essentially the first one is a trademark issue. Crumbl Cookies from the US has trademarked their like guy with the chef's hat and the guy with the chef's hat as well as the word Crumbl Cookies next to it. So that has been successfully trademarked. They haven't been able to trademark the name Crumbl from what I can tell. That's in process and IP Australia has rejected that trademark for now. But anyway, they've got the chef's hat guy trademarked. And when I look at videos from people who were in the line trying to get a Crumbl cookie, they had like branding stuck up on the windows which showed the guy in the chef's hat.
Yeah, do you remember that sign in the First Girls video? And it was like, Crumbl Cookies is going to be here September 29th. So yeah, they were using that for sure.
and the word Crumbl Cookies next to it as well, from what I could tell.
Remember when they also said that they never claimed to be Crumbl Cookie and then they're using all their branding?
Oh, so that would be an infringement of Crumbl Cookies trademark rights. So what can you do when somebody breaches your or infringes your trademark rights? You get an account of profits, so any profits that they've made associated like with writing off, I guess, the coattails of your branding, you can get an account of profits of, so they'd be entitled to that. They'd also probably be entitled to some sort of damages as well to reflect like any damage that this has done to their brand.
Yeah, I feel like, well, first of all, I don't really feel like there's been a whole lot of damage. I mean, obviously you can argue it for sure, but I feel like if Crumbl plays it the right way and they're like, take it more of as like a funny thing and like a slap on the wrist of, hey, this was really funny, but like don't ever do this again kind of thing. I think it'd be better, first of all, for them because, you know, I think we all like got a great laugh out of this, and it's like, do we really want these kids to like face super consequences? I mean, it's not that big. It's really not that serious. But I think if anything, they could to potentially spin this into a major PR win. And if they were like, hey, look, we realize there's a huge demand in Australia now. But I do feel like some people may be apprehensive after seeing all this drama happen and be like, well, I don't want to try those cookies because they taste gross.
The other issue is that it's actually a breach of Crumbl Cookies terms and conditions. So if you go onto their website, have a look, and I can see the people who did the pop-up, they've posted some receipts showing that they purchased like thousands of dollars of these cookies, and it looks like those purchases were made online. The online terms and conditions for Crumbl Cookies explicitly says you can't use their products for commercial purposes, which is essentially like retail. So they breached their terms and conditions by reselling those products.
Is this not like totally obvious? I think those guys were going to do whatever they're going to do, no matter what, law or not. I just feel like it's so obvious, like you just can't do that. So here's the CEO named Sawyer Hemsley. I think he's the co-founder of Crumbl. And it says, it appears we need to expedite our visit to Australia. Please note this pop-up is in no way affiliated with Crumbl Cookies. So it looks like they maybe are replying or responding sort of in jest, like, haha, this is funny, you know, we need to come to Australia ASAP. Like, and I think that's probably the right thing to do. I think this is actually, these guys helped them more than they ever could because Crumbl's back in the news. Like I said, this is not the first time that Crumbl has found itself in drama, okay? And I think that this video summarizes a lot of the problems that I feel like I've had with Crumbl. Personally, I don't like the way that they've gone about themselves and their business. Let's watch this.
We're experiencing the downfall of Crumbl Cookies. Crumbl is at the point where they're starting to lose their virality and people are starting to call them out more. Last year, they had to start closing down stores because of a loss of profits. They also had child labor law violations.
So it says, this is from the U.S. Department of Labor. U.S. Department of Labor finds 11 Crumbl Cookies franchisees violated child labor regulations. Yeah, that was not good. Okay. And, you know, if you know anything about Crumbl Cookie, you know that it's mostly teenagers that are working there.
They violated a California law where they added a surcharge at the very end of the order, making it more expensive. They got in trouble for false advertising their cookies' calories.
Yeah, so look at this. So basically, they were putting next to their cookies on their websites or in their stores, wherever, they would put, for example, 130 calories. But the 130 calories was actually for a fourth of the cookie. So it was for one serving size that's only a fourth of the cookie. Who eats like a fourth of a cookie? Why would you know to do that? You would expect that to be for the entire cookie. So a lot of people were seeing this thinking, oh, 150 calories for one cookie, no problem. And they were eating 3 cookies at a time. Well, in fact, when you click on the cookie, it was actually somewhere around 800 calories per cookie, not 150. So the numbers were much higher and the sugar content was shocking. So very deceptive marketing.
So you would see this and you would think like 130 calories per cookie. That is for one serving, which is 1/4 of a cookie.
Look at 960 calories. I don't know what cookie this was, but total sugars, 68 grams of sugar. 68 grams, and also 48 grams of fat.
And there's almost 1,000 calories in a cookie.
1,000.
The cookies.
One cookie, almost 1,000 calories.
Seem healthier than it actually is. Crumbl is also suing other small Utah cookie companies for stealing their logo, their cookie designs, their packaging. They even accuse these companies of stealing their rotating menu idea when Crumbl stole that idea from this small company in Utah called Ruby Snaps.
Yeah, I think in general people get very turned off by companies that are very litigious and they go after, you know, smaller companies, especially when it's not a revolutionary idea at all. I mean, Crumbl Cookies, Crumbly Cookies, like a cookie crumble, that's a baked good. Crumbl is a baked good, you know? So that name in itself is not anything that's revolutionary. And then also the idea of a rotating menu, that's not something that's revolutionary either. Of course, there's people that accuse Crumbl of taking other smaller companies' ideas and profiting off them. You know, a lot of people have done taste tests of this Ruby Snaps place, have gone there and gotten both cookies and they look exactly the same, like the pink sugar cookie, for example. So yeah, it's like a lot of stuff where people go, it doesn't feel good. You know, if this is true, this is distasteful, literally and figuratively.
And now, in hopes of increasing their profits, they now sell mini cookies that you can buy all week long. They used to only be on Mondays because nobody wants to spend $5 for a single cookie. They are also starting to rebrand, where it no longer says Crumbl Cookies, it just says Crumbl on the boxes. And they also made the logo a lot bigger and removed the like chef from the boxes. And that is because they now sell things other than cookies every week, like pies and stuff, which I've heard from people they weren't great, but I've never tried them.
Just so everybody knows, now it does have the proper calories if you go to them, so they probably got a slap on the wrist or they saw, you know, the writing on the wall. But now when you go to their website, this is literally the lineup this week, they have the correct calories listed. But look at this, I just want to point this out. Brownie sundae, this is a new one, available this week, 1,100 calories. This has been a very hot topic, and one of the reasons why I don't like Crumbl cookies. I feel like this is just not right. You know, people are really, I think, upset about this, rightfully so. And so Crumbl Cookie just released a 1,130 calorie brownie sundae. Okay, so this is, I'm going to show you guys the nutrition facts here. 1,100 calories, total fat 70 grams, 40 grams of saturated fat. That's 196 daily value, okay, percentage. So it's well over your daily value recommended intake. So cholesterol, you have 220 milligrams, 71% of your daily value, 140 grams of total carbs, because why? Oh, that's right. There's 110 grams of total sugar, 110 grams of sugar in one brownie that's probably this big. One brownie, that's it. How are they even getting that in there? Okay, how are they even getting that much in there? This is a problem, guys. I'm sorry, but I feel like, this is me personally, this is my opinion, okay? I think this should be illegal. I do. I think that serving something like this should be illegal. This could kill somebody. For real. This is so unhealthy that, like, I don't even know how this is allowed in our society when it is so far over a recommended daily value. I don't know how in a good conscience you could do something like that. And look, this is a cookie company. I understand that they're not purporting to be a health company. They're not a health food. Everyone knows that when you go get a cookie, it's not like a health food, obviously, but this is way over the line. Way over that. 200% of your daily value of saturated fat. What are we talking about here? No. So this has been a majorly hot topic. Totally agree with this. There needs to be a regulation on this stuff. 110 grams of sugar is absurd. And I have to 100% fully agree with this. Crazy part is they're most mid cookies too. 110 grams of sugar is absolutely insane. Yeah, that's disgusting. How is this legal? Yeah, how is this legal? And number two, how is this possible? Do you know how much sugar that is? How are they even fitting that? Are they using it in place of flour? I don't even understand how they're fitting all this into one brownie. People are also having problems. Okay, we're having a Sydney, Australia problem where they're stale, hard as a rock, overbaked. And first of all, that looks awful. This says how many cookies you can eat for the same calories as one Crumbl cookie. Okay, look at all this. Look at this plate of cookies. Guys, can we just like think about this? Look at, there's 2 Loft House cookies on there. Some of these cookies are almost the same size as the Crumbl cookie. So this is mind-boggling that you could eat an entire plate full of cookies. How? Like, how is this happening? This is really destructive to people's health, and this is truly not right. I mean, how many people are actually even looking at calories of this stuff anyway? I don't know. I feel like you wouldn't even expect that there'd be that many calories because it doesn't even seem logically possible. Somebody said these cookies should actually be illegal to buy. They are killing us. Yeah. I agree. We've talked about this over and over for years. We have studies. We have all the studies. Okay, it's not even one of those things where it's like, just wait till a study comes out. We have the studies. We know how sugar affects us negatively. It's one of the worst things that you can consume. We have the studies available to us, and no one does anything. No one does anything about this. There's no regulations. Stores are allowed to sell this kind of crazy stuff to us. Like, yes, you know, people have their own free will, whatever, but this is crazy. They're so calorically dense with so much sugar that I don't even understand how more people aren't upset about this.
So I just found out something very upsetting today. I get Crumbl cookies pretty often, and my dumb thought that one cookie was 140, 150 calories. I was like, oh, that's not bad at all, right? Then I came on TikTok and found out, oh no, that's not the case. I didn't know that when you click on the actual cookie, it tells you it's only 170 per 1/4. The whole cookie is 680. Normally this isn't a big problem, right? Like, okay, that's some, you know, except I eat like 3 at a time. Like, I pound them.
See, this is what I'm saying. People were misled. They had no idea. 3 cookies at a time, 680 calories times 3 or more. This was another really big controversy that came out. This was maybe a year, 2 years ago. It was discovered, and you know, I don't know if they've changed things or not, but allegedly Crumbl uses, and it's like a well-known thing, that Crumbl uses Betty Crocker cake mix. Their cookies are $5, yet they're using a box mixer. This isn't even their own original recipe. They're using a Betty Crocker cake mix as a base. I'm sorry, if I'm paying $5 for a cookie, or some people are paying $17.50 for a cookie, the minimum that I expect is that this is a completely from scratch cookie, not using a mix. I saw this years ago and I just was like, no. I wasn't interested in Crumbl anyway, but like this, no. So who knows? Is this the way the cookie crumbles? I don't know. What do you think about Crumbl cookies? Leave me your comment down below. I still think the drama is really funny. Like, I just think the Crumbl Sydney thing, I'm like, you know what? Let them go. Let them go. Let them walk free, because honestly, it brought such great entertainment to my week. I love that. And as always, if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more of them, make sure you subscribe and you like the video, because guess what? I make tons of videos like this. I have way more ideas, many more topics that I'm going to make videos about very soon. Just stay tuned, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. So, bye.
Don't have a spoon, but I do have something else. This looks so good. Oh my god. So I just sanitized this. It's a hand lotion, but this is gonna be my spoon. If you don't like this, then please look away. This is kind of embarrassing. Here it is. So light and fluffy. I cannot stop eating this. It's so good. I love the strawberry puree on top. Oh my god. This was such a good week for Crumbl. Bye!